Super Squad, happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanks Vegan Giving. This is my second year as a vegan for Thanksgiving, and last year was so amazingly delicious. It was bomb. We cooked up some amazing stuff. Well, I didn't really help. She took care of all of it. But wifey for lifey, Ceci, cooked up some super amazing stuff last year. But this year, I'm actually helping. I'm joining in on the feast this time. And this year, we're gonna get it going just as amazingly delicious as last year. We've got mains, we've got sides, and we've got desserts. Of course we have desserts. Don't you guys know me at all by now? Sweet tooth, sweet teeth. And as always, everything is super simple, super quick, and super easy to make. Just how I like all of my meals. So we're all super excited to share this one with you guys. So grab your vegan Thanksgiving meal, sit back, relax, and let's celebrate this Thanksgiving together. Let's do it, guys. Let's eat. To cut down on time, we prepped everything before anything went in the oven. We got everything going at the same time. It was a little chaotic, but we managed. I handled this sweet and savory veggie medley, and Ceci took care of this good old green bean casserole. We'll start with the veg medley. It's loaded with squash. I threw in some butternut squash, delicata squash, and kabocha squash. Is that how you say it? No idea. All I know how to do is eat it. So that's 3 different sweetness levels of squash, amazing together. And to complement all that sweet, squishy squash is some crunch with Brussels sprouts and red onions. And just splash it all with a little sprinkling of some accent paprika, cinnamon, and nutmeg, and some Walden Farms pancake syrup, aka liquid crack. Set that aside for now, and it's to Ceci with the green bean casserole. Just as simple to put together. It starts with green beans, duh, and the part that gives any good GBC its punch, cream of mushroom. All it takes is some shrooms going in a pan with some water. We used baby bellas. We didn't have time for them to grow into full adults, so forgive us. And after a few minutes, add some onion. We used red again, a bit of fresh garlic, and that gets tossed around for a couple more minutes. Then stir in some chickpea flour, let the mushrooms absorb it, then add in some nut milk in small amounts at a time, whisking around so that the flour actually dissolves and there are no clumps or lumps. You don't want any lumps, just pumps. Then we added some nutmeg, accent, and black pepper. Bring the thing to a boil, immediately reduce the heat, and simmer and stir until the sauce thickens. Takes about 10 to 15 minutes. The longer you go, the more it thickens, so if you like it thick, keep that in mind. This is about when it gets a little IKEA and some assembly is required. Green beans get dished.
Then you put a little bit of the French onions. Then you put the cream of mushroom soup. And then I put a little bit of onion powder, garlic powder, black pepper, and then you mix it. And then we topped it with a little bit of your chickpea panko crumbles. And then we topped it with the rest of the French onions.
Well, there you go, guys. And then cover it with a loosely fitted hug like my family's been giving me all my life. I'm kidding. They never hugged me. And we set that aside along the squash veg medley while we get to the main stars of this Thanksgiving meal, a Tofurky turkey and a Tofurky ham. This year we went with this Tofurky Holiday Feast. Came with the Tofurky roast stuffed with a wild rice and breadcrumb stuffing, some savory gravy, and even this vegan chocolate cheesecake. We hit the Tofurky roast with a modest basting of some veggie broth, fresh garlic, and rosemary and thyme from Scarborough Fair. Half of the base was saved for later, per the instructions. The holiday ham was even more simple than that to get ready. We just unpacked the thing and plopped it in a dish, and just like that, everything is ready to go and ready to cook. All of these things require different cooking times, but instead of waiting and wasting precious hours cooking everything separately, we just guesstimated the best temperature and just cooked everything at 350, setting the timer to an hour 20, starting with the Tofurky turkey, then popping in the ham 20 minutes after that, then getting the veggies situated once the timer hit about 35 to 40 minutes. And in between all this is when we got some dessert going. Pies. Pie, pie, and more pie. Because we had a lot on our plate to take care of already, all but one were store-bought and pre-packaged. An ooey, gooey, crunchy pecan pie. For the filling we went with chopped pecans, some flax meal whisked in some water, a couple spoonfuls of blackstrap molasses, a good pour of some Walden Farms pancake syrup, liquid crack. How much really depends on how sweet you want it. A few spoonfuls of some nut butter. I mixed up some PB Fit organic peanut butter powder for this one, a little vanilla extract, a bit of salt, a bit of nutmeg, all mixed together. Then chilled in the fridge for about half an hour to help it thicken. And once it's gotten all nice and thick, that filling is poured into a pie crust. And we picked up a frozen pie crust from Sprouts just to keep everything a bit faster, easier, and simpler. We had to pre-bake this one just a little bit, and once Ceci got it filled and topped beautifully with even more pecans, and I splashed it with a little more liquid crack, the whole pie got baked at 350 for about 20 to 25 minutes. And while that gets going, it's back over to the main course. After that 80-minute oven timer was over, we splashed the roast with the rest of the baste, basted the ham with the glaze that came with, uncovered the casserole, and I added some pecans to the veg medley before everything went back in uncovered for its final 15 minutes of cooking. And somehow we timed everything just right so that everything finished up at just about the same time. We crossed our fingers through it all and hoped for the best, and fortunately, our wishes were granted. Boom! A beautiful Thanksgiving feast, and not a single turkey nor any other animal was harmed in the making. Now that's truly something to be thankful for. This entire meal is, look at this thing, that's just pure Thanksgiving goodness right there. I love Thanksgiving. I love Thanksgiving vegan food. I love sharing it all with my love. And even though we could have gone completely chilled out lazy with completely store-bought stuff and not have cooked anything, glad we did. Everything that made up this meal was absolutely amazing. The Tofurky roast was full of flavor. The ham tasted so much like ham it was unbelievable. The squash sprouts combo was the perfect balance of savory and sweet. I also threw some dried goji berries on it for a little bit of tartness. Really helped set the whole thing off. And the green bean creamy casserole somehow seems to get better every year. And that gravy, I always explode a volcanic eruption of gravy all over my plate, and that one was so good. Perfectly complemented and completed the entire meal. And this wasn't even the end of it. While I was watching the Cowboys continue to waste all their talent away for yet another season, Ceci and her mom whipped up even more food to surprise me with. Yes, all just for me. Some mashed potatoes, cornbread, and stuffing. Cec put together some mashed potatoes, just swapping in nut milk and vegan butter for the usual pus-filled stuff. She also baked up a glorious golden cornbread. It was a jiffy mix veganized by just subbing out eggs and milk for flax meal and nut milk. And her mom put this super yummy Mrs. Cubison's? Yeah, that brand stuffing mix together. Another veganized remix using veggie broth and vegan butter. She added onions, mushrooms, and celery to this, and whew, I love getting stuffed on good stuffing, and this stuff was good. And I also love cranberry sauce on my plate for some added sweetness to balance all those salty, savory flavors. But the gelatin thing kind of flew over everyone's heads this year, but luckily, her dad makes this bomb blackberry jam, which was the perfect substitute, and in my opinion, actually better than that cranberry stuff. So I still got to have all my favorites. I'm always too lazy to make, all thanks to these wonderful people. There's just certain things I'm never up to making for whatever reason, so I'm super lucky and super thankful to have family like this that does things for me like this. That is love, guys. That right there is Banner's butt. Ban? What in the heck? What is wrong with you? But that right there, that's love. I hope you guys find it someday, if you haven't already. I'm super thankful to be able to have a Thanksgiving meal like this good. That is good stuff. That is so good. And you see how simple it is to pick some stuff up or to make stuff from scratch. It's simple, it's quick, it's easy, it's good. Anyone can do it. Anyone can make a great vegan Thanksgiving meal just like this. But wait, there's more. You didn't think I forgot about dessert, did you? Come on now, guys. No meal is complete without some sweets. You can't have a Thanksgiving meal without some Thanksgiving dessert. The pecan pie came out great, almost perfect. We burnt it just a little bit, somehow, but that's okay. It's not the end of the world. We've got other pies, and I say pies, but a couple of them technically aren't a pie, but cheesecakes. But cheesecake is pie, right? Well, I guess it's cake, but what differentiates the two? Crust? Because cheesecake has crust. What makes a pie? Because pizza is a pie. Anyone out there fully in the know on cakes and pies?
Cakes and pies, cakes and pies.
Please help clarify the distinction for me and everyone else. We want to know. We must know. We already showed you the chocolate cheesecake that came with the Tofurky roast earlier. This other one is a Daiya Pumpkin Spice Cheesecake. We had planned to make pumpkin pie, but I saw this when we were grabbing the roast, so I thought we'd give it a try and cut our cooking workload down just a tad more in the process. And no, there isn't actually any cheese in these cheesecakes. They're vegan. It's cheese with a Z. A pet peeve I quickly established as a vegan is how you can't really say you're eating cheese or any other animal-derived food without someone going, wait, why are you eating that? I thought you're vegan. You're not vegan anymore? But I digest. The other pie that makes all these other ones look like Reese's Pieces, this giant behemoth, is an apple lattice pie, and it's actually from Costco. Yeah, I was really surprised when I first heard that it was vegan a few months ago, and ever since then, I've had my eyes on it. Every time I go into Costco, waiting for the right time to give it a try. That time is now. It's time. It is time. Oh, check it out. Ooh. All right, it's going in.
Let's try some crust.
No! Come on! That is so good! Man, these pies were good. So good. The pecan was so sweetly gooey and crunchy. The Daiya cheesecake was perfectly pumpkin spice, nice and creamy. The chocolate cheesecake was like a nice, super fudgy brownie, and it had just a slight coffee undertaste. So good, but no doubt my favorite of all was that Costco Apple Pie. A crunchy, sugary coated crust, soft cinnamony apple filling. It was so worth the wait, and the perfect ending to this incredibly flavorful Thanksgiving feast. Whew! Told you guys it was going to be a good one. I am stuffed like a Tofurky Holiday Roast. Right? Alright guys, so that was our vegan Thanksgiving for 2019. I hope you guys liked it. I loved it. I am so thankful for everything this year. I'm thankful for good vegan food. I'm thankful for still being able to make such great gains with that food. She is too. I'm thankful for you guys supporting this channel. Now how about you guys give some thanks for this video? You know the drill, guys. If you liked it, please like the video, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I really appreciate it, and I'm super thankful for you guys and your support. Thank you so much for watching. And most of all, I'm thankful for you guys. Whoa, there's kids watching, all right? Let's do that off camera. I'll see you guys in the next one.